Nicely done.
It gets tougher to do that when we get to the playoffs.
Special edition of Football Friday on KDLT. Welcome to a special edition of Football Friday on Tuesday. I love saying that. That always means it's the first round of the playoffs when it's on Tuesday. And tonight in 2 states, no less. I'm Mark Ovenden, he's Zach Borg.
Tonight's show brought to you, as always, on any day by Paul's Place in Canton. As we have highlights from South Dakota and Minnesota, we start with the Class 11B playoffs, where Tri-Valley hosted McCook Central Montrose, looking sharp in their maroon uniforms. Picked this one up in the second half. Kendall Gassman gets picked off by Jacob Kasowski. Tri-Valley was rolling, and they were up 30-0 at the break, and they kept putting their foot on the gas. Blake Gassner, speaking of gas, Blake Gassner going to get a touchdown to get McCook Central Montrose finally on the board. They were down 36-6 at this point, though. Nice little second effort to get in right there. It was all Tri-Valley's night, though. Lane Hillman had a good game on the ground for the Mustangs, as he'll rip off a nice run right up the middle. Tri-Valley is advancing. Nice spin move right there in the second round as they get the victory by a final of 36-6.
Sioux Valley also beat Flanders tonight. These are 11B playoffs. There was one 11-man class tonight. All the 9-mans, the rest of the 11-man classes are on Thursday. So Sioux Valley wins 35-14. Winter has just rolled all season long, and our hearts go out to those Warriors with all they've been through in the last couple of weeks. You guys are in our prayers. They win big tonight despite that. Bridgewater Emery Ethan on the road at Chamberlain with a 53-0 win. Groton area, that game just got over, beat Redfield Dolan 46-6. Ron Colley with a shutout, 42-0. That's a typical Terry Dosh score. And Red Cloud beat Custer 40-28, and Bennett County 35 lead Deadwood 16. Now, in one of the great first-round matchups, at least on paper, it was Canistota at Chester in Class 9AA, but it wasn't on the field because by the time we got there, Canistota was already running away with this one like this. Scott Jolly breaks a seam and goes 25 yards. The Hawks would eventually turn it over on the drive. Now, keep in mind, they're already ahead 42-6 in this game. Chester's Austin Tamman falls on the fumble. The Hawks are going to get it back, though. Watch the pick from Charles Harberts. They're such a good team on both sides of the football. Chester would finally get the end zone late in the game. It's going to be Alex Tamman again, but the Flyers too little too late in what I thought was going to be a great game. 42-12 was your final in favor of Canistota.
The Baltic Bulldogs brought a perfect record into the postseason tonight. They hosted Deuel. Remember, it was just 2 years ago, a couple years ago, they didn't even win a game. Yeah, those times are long gone, and so is Caden Wolf. Nice little stiff arm right there. We're going to be hearing more from this guy later in the highlight as the Bulldogs are already out to a quick 6-0 advantage. How about somebody other than Wolf? It's Bo Tveldal. Hope I got your name right there. He gets the short touchdown run to make it 12-0. And you got to feed the Wolf because he's howling.
We sent Justin Wolf up there to shoot this.
No relation.
This was Devin. Sorry about that. Should have sent him there.
Yeah, well, we should have. Well, we always do send Justin, and he gets great highlights, and apparently they like Devin as well. That was Caden Wolf with the touchdown. Here's Reese Warren completing it to Sam Mustin. Look at Mustin. That's actually Warren shaking off a bunch of people and then hitting Reese Mustin for the big gain. That'll set up another Caden Wolf touchdown, his third of the opening quarter. If you can't tell, Baltic had their way with Deuel in this one as the Bulldogs go on to get the victory by the final of 54-0.
They are undefeated. All right, this turned out to be the game of the night. Absolutely, on paper and on the field. It was Bonham at Mount Vernon Plankinton. This is one of the best players in the state. Chase Corton. You can chase him, but you can't catch him. 45 yards for the touchdown, 21-20 Cavaliers. But Mount Vernon Plankinton answers. Hayden Schmidt to Jesse Hastings. Great catch in the end zone. Titans up 26-21. Keep those two names in mind because here's Corton reversing the field. He's going to take it in for a touchdown. Bonham up 29-26 at this point. What an effort by Corton. But remember I said to keep in mind that Hastings kid, he's only a freshman. Yeah.
You're saying he's good?
He flips into the end zone. That puts them ahead. Bonham trying to come back deep late in the game, but this pick by Dane Rahanick is going to seal it. Mount Vernon Plankinton in a wild game. Is he going to get tackled? Yes. The final 42-37.
Wow.
Best game of the night. by far. Wolsey Washington had no trouble with a very good Kimball
Defending
White
9A champs, now in 9AA.
56-6. Now Webster, that game's just about over. There was a long lightning delay there. Webster having a great year, up 38-6. Clark Willow Lake, a little bit of an upset there, beats Britton Hecla 20-6. Again, there's your Baltic score, 54-0. Canistota 42-12. Those Hawks looking good. Number 1 Gregory, the Gorillas, 38-16 over the perennial powerhouse from Woonsocket, Weston and Spring Sanborn Central. In Stanley County, good again every year. 52-0 was your final of that one, and I think that's the most competitive class in all of high school football.
I think you're right. On to 9A and the Colman-Egan Hawks, who lost only 1 game to Bonham. That was by 1 point. They hosted Irene-Wakonda. Hawks wasting no time. Bodie Gruce breaks the arm tackle. You're not going to tackle him with your arms, and then he breaks the horse collar tackle as well, in for the score as Colman-Egan takes the early lead. The Irene defense was tough early on. Matt Roth says good night to stop the Colman-Egan drive for a moment. Once is good, twice is nice. That's Roth again with the sack, and he blocked the guy with the club on his hand. But midway through the second quarter, watch this one from Trey King. He tucks it, takes it down the side, avoids the shoestring tackle, and he is gone. But it was not enough. Final in this one, Colman-Egan with the 48-14 victory.
Gayville Vollen also rolls 45-6. Potter County 46-6. Warner, one more, 47-6. So we had 45-6, 46-6, 47-6. It wasn't 48-6. Scotland wins 27-14. Hanson 50-0. Sully Butte 50-0. And Lemon McIntosh 46-26. All right, one of the teams to watch out for in 9B is Corsica-Stickney. Tonight they hosted Burke South Central.
Look at the
Bryce
big fella
Plano with a nice cut. He's going to run down the sideline, and this is going to be a 30-yard gain. Setting up, this is a name we talk about all the time, Cordell Menning. He's going to put it in the end zone. That makes it 6-0 in favor of the Jags. I told you those cheerleaders had a lot to be happy about in the game tonight. Later in the first, Corsica-Stickney's Cordell Menning again gets the carry. His second touchdown of the game. And later in the first period, it's Cordell Menning again, your final 57-6. Cologne rolls 46-14. That game postponed because of lightning. I believe they're going to play tomorrow. Hamlin 42-22. Alcester Hudson, Oldham, Ramona Rutland both win tonight along with Harding County and Wall.
Busy night in Minnesota high school football playoffs as well. They're starting up in Hills where the Patriots hosted Granada, Huntley, East Chain, Truman. That's a lot of names.
Nicely done.
But Isaiah Viss does not care. He takes a punt back easily for the touchdown. It's already 7-0 just a few minutes in. Ensuing possession, their quarterback for the Jaguars, Derek Schuen, he gets flushed, throws across his body, and how about the big lineman, Jesse Elbers?
Go!
He makes the pick.
Nice.
Not going to return it for the touchdown, but guess what? It doesn't matter because he has Viss into the end zone, makes it 14-0. Then the play of the game and one of the plays of the night on their next possession. Zach Skolton, the terrific quarterback, throwing deep. Watch Trenton Bass reel this one in. Unbelievable. That's big for a first down. That would set up a Skolton to Jed Berger's touchdown. That was tasty, and so was the game, 54-6.
All right, the Cardinals of Luverne, their game didn't get started until like 8:20 after a lightning delay there. Luverne's first play, Cason Cruz breaks tackles. He is going for a 30-yard gain, and I guess the wait was worth it for Luverne and Todd Oye's team, setting up a short touchdown run by Solomon Nielsen. That makes it 6-0 in favor of the Cads. St. Peter possession, J.J. Doima is going to sack there's Todd. He's going to sack the quarterback here, who fumbles. It's recovered, and it's Luverne ball, and that sets up Nielsen, who's going to punch another one in. They are up 28-6 in the third quarter as we go to the scoreboard. Hills-Beaver Creek again winning big. Some of these scores we don't, look at that, Edgerton Ellsworth, 74-26.
That started late too.
Don't have a final on Adrian Springfield. Some of these games might have been postponed. We do know some of them were, for sure. Pipestone wins big. Fulda was postponed. Sibley East beats Worthington. Minneota rolls 48-6. And RTR lost 33-12. And that's our football portion of the show. I'll have some volleyball next.